Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and try on the Swatch BIOCERAMIC MOONSWATCH 1965. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So in this box is a Swatch BIOCERAMIC MOONSWATCH 1965 wristwatch, reference SO33M106, and just taking a look at the details that's on the box packaging. And on the underside or bottom of the box there is the Omega X Swatch MOONSWATCH branding. And now let's go ahead and open up the box by sliding off the outer sleeve. And just setting that sleeve to the left hand side of the tabletop and giving you a look at the box itself with the sleeve off. And of course the underside or bottom of the box as well. And now let's go ahead and open it up further by spreading apart the box flap, and of course there is a 1965 branded card here or booklet, and just taking a look at the details of the booklet. And let's open it up and take a look at the contents within the booklet. So just flipping through the pages for your reference. And it is a thick stock card for the pages of the booklet. And now just setting that booklet to the side, setting it on the left hand side of the tabletop, and giving you a look directly inside of the box packaging of this Swatch BIOCERAMIC MOONSWATCH 1965, and giving you that close-up detail of the watch before I handle it. And let's pop up the rest of the contents from the box and set them on the tabletop so you have some sense of the contents of the watch's box packaging. So laying them across the tabletop right there for your reference. Okay, and taking a look at this booklet right here and spreading it open. So it is a user manual for the watch. So it does span several panels across, and giving you a look at the details that's contained within the panels or pages of the user manual. Okay, and flipping over to the reverse, and of course giving you a look right there as well, further out for some perspective, and of course closer in for your reference. Okay, and we can close it up and set that down on the left hand side of the tabletop with the 1965 information booklet. And now giving you a look at this booklet here, which is the BIOCERAMIC MOONSWATCH Collection booklet or catalogue. Now let's spread it out. So it does of course span several panels as well, front as well as back, but giving you a look at the front first. So it does have details for the original 11 watches for the Omega X Swatch MOONSWATCH collection. Okay, and flipping it over to the reverse side. And of course, up close and the features of the moon swatches. And of course, we can close it back down and set that down to the side as well. So I'm going to set that down on the right hand side of the tabletop and giving you a look at the next item here, which is the guarantee or warranty card. So it does come with a 2-year international global warranty. I'm just setting that down as well on the right hand side of the tabletop. And lastly, we do have this very thick and finely printed instruction manual and warranty information booklet that covers very many languages in super small print. And we can set that to the side, so setting that on the right hand side of the tabletop as well. And finally, moving on to the watch itself. So once again, giving you a look at the Swatch BIOCERAMIC MOONSWATCH 1965 reference S033M106, just sitting in its holder or on its holder for now. And let's pop it out from its holder and just checking through to make sure nothing else is left in the box packaging, and of course giving you a close-up look at the watch right here, freshly out from its box packaging. So you can see that very high contrast and legible dial in white with the black details, black hands, as well as the black sub-dial hands of the watch. And it is a 42mm case size watch with a 13.25mm thickness. But nonetheless, let's pop the watch off from its holder so we can take a much detailed look. So just closing the box back up and neatening the tabletop so we have no distractions as we take a close-up look at the watch's details. So up close we can see the Swatch and Omega branding on the two-piece NATO strap. So it is a 20mm width strap, and of course with the case lug to lug width is 47.3mm. So right there, that close-up detail of the watch's dial, as well as the case back. So we'll take a more detailed look in just a moment. Let's peel off the protective film from that bioceramic sourced plastic and giving you a look right now much closer in at the dial of the watch. So of course a chronograph design and mechanism right there with the pushers at the 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock position to operate the timing mechanism. And once again, the thickness of the watch is 13.25mm. And we can see on the crown the Omega X Swatch branding on the crown on this grey bioceramic case. And of course, now taking a look directly at the back, we can see there is the image of the moon on the battery cover, and of course some engraved details on the case back. So it does have a 3-bar or 30 meters of water resistance, and we can see on the shoulders, around the edges, there is some inspirational quotes. And of course giving you a look at the various aspects of the watch. And of course with the strap as well, giving you a look at the short side of the strap at the 6 o'clock position with that Omega branding, with that light grey stitching, nearly white in colour, contrasting against that pale grey of the strap itself, and on the long side giving you a look at the details. And we can see that it does have a lever mechanism for the spring bars for quick and easy release and swapping of the strap. So once again, 20 millimeters in width and 47.3 millimeters lug to lug in length. And now giving you a look at the length of the strap, and of course we can see the Speedmaster script or branding, and Mission to the Moon Moonswatch. Right there, giving you a much further out look at the details of the watch. The Moonswatch 1965. And of course, let's operate the chronograph. So on the 2 o'clock register is a 65-minute totaliser, and at the 10 o'clock register is a 16-hour, or I beg your pardon, 19-hour register. So 19-hour register on the 10 o'clock subdial or register or counter, and on the 2 o'clock register is a 65-minute totaliser or subdial counter. Okay, now let's go ahead and operate it by starting and pushing on the pusher at 2 o'clock. So you can see the central seconds hand or chronograph hand ticking away right there, and let's give it a 1 minute sweep or elapsed time. And that register or subdial at 2 o'clock should tick over 1 once that seconds hand completes a 60 seconds of elapsed time. And there we have it. That 65-minute register ticked over 1 to register that 1 minute of elapsed time. Now let's go ahead and stop it and reset using that 4 o'clock pusher. And there we go. Simple operation with the start, stop, and reset pushes for the chronograph. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the UV or grade A super luminova that's on the watch. So over here I do have a Oxy LED 12 LED torch, which I've unboxed on the channel before. And let's go ahead and shine the UV light onto the watch so we can see the lume and how they show. So you can see that the stitching does respond to the UV light, and of course the hands of the watch as well. And the 12 o'clock digits on the subdials as well. They do light up or illuminate. So try my best to show you because the hands of the registers are in the way. So partially obstructed, but you can just about make out that the digits or numbers at the 12 o'clock positions of the subdials are loomed accordingly, with 1965 and the 60 years since the NASA flight qualification for the Omega Speedmaster watch. Okay, and now let's go ahead and try the watch on. I do have a 16.75 centimeter circumference wrist, or approximately 6.5 inches. Let's go ahead and put the watch on. And of course giving you a sense of the size or length of the strap remainder or tail right there on my 6.5 inch circumference wrist, or 16.75 centimeters. Okay, and let's fold it down. And there we have it, the Swatch BIOCERAMIC MOONSWATCH 1965 on my wrist, and giving you a look at the various details on the underside and as well up close. And something to note is that the watch operates very, very quietly. Okay, and let's pop the watch off and take another look at that very legible dial of this 42mm case-size watch. And right there is that very, very legible high contrast black and white dial of this Moonswatch 1965. So that's the Swatch BIOCERAMIC Moonswatch 1965. Thanks for watching and happy ticking!